let us begin with non-singular linear transformation. The last part in the linear transformations. Let us define what is a non-singular linear transformation. And onto linear transformation, T1 from U to T is said to be non-singular if there exists a mapping T2 from V to U such that T2 composition T1 is equal to the identity mapping. So here you can understand, I think. So when T1 is given from U to V, if you are able to find out T2 from V to U such that T2 composition T1 is equal to the identity mapping, then this T1 is said to be non-singular. So here you have 2 points to remember. That is T2, T1 is nothing but the composition of mappings T2, T1. If T from U to U is a non-singular linear transformation from U to U, that is same space to same space, then T inverse itself will be in such a way that T inverse T is equal to I. So you get T inverse to be the inverse linear transformation from U to U. If T from U to V is a linear transformation from the vector space U of F of dimension n to a vector space V of F of dimension n. So both the vector spaces are over the same field F and the dimension is same. Then the following statements are equivalent. So these are the 6 statements which are equivalent to one another. So the first statement says that T is non-singular and that will be equivalent to T is 1, 1. So if you are given a problem and if you are asked to show that T is non-singular, it is enough if you show that T is 1, 1. Or you can have the other equivalent statement, null space contains only the 0 vector. Or the null space will be equal to 0. That is, the nullity is equal to 0. Or rank is equal to n. Or the basis of U is mapped onto the basis of B. Okay. So only these things you need to remember. And there is a simple problem on this. I'll discuss only one problem here. If T from R cube to R cube is a linear transformation given by T of E1 is equal to E1 plus E2, T of E2 is equal to E2 plus E3, and T of E3 is equal to E1 plus E2 plus E3, then show that T is non-singular and hence find T inverse. We know that the standard basis of R cube is E1, E2, E3, and that is given by 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. So the images are given to you. You take the help and then we find what is the linear transformation. You write T of x comma y comma z as x into E1 plus y into E2 plus z into E3. Apply T on both sides. So this is what you get. You substitute the values of T of E1, T of E2 and T of E3. What is E1 plus E2? If you add E1 plus E2, you get 1, 1, 0. Put down that. E2 plus E3, that is if you add these two, you get 0, 1, 1. You put that. E1 plus E2 plus E3. When you add all these three, you get 1, 1, 1. You write down that. And simplify this right hand side. You get the linear transformation to be x plus z, comma x plus y plus z, comma y plus z. So let us show that this linear transformation is non-singular by showing that the null space contains only the 0 vector. So let us consider the null space. It is set of all x comma y comma z which belongs to the domain space such that its image is the 0 vector. But what is T of x comma y comma z? Just now we have found out. You put that value there. So you get n of t is equal to set of all x comma y comma z such that x plus z comma x plus y plus z comma y plus z is equal to 0, 0, 0. Equate the corresponding coordinates. You get x plus z is 0, x plus y plus z is 0, y plus z is 0. You say solve for x, y, z. You get x equal to 0, y is equal to 0 as well as z is equal to 0. to 0. So when you put these values, you get x0, y0, z0. So n of t will contain only the 0 vector. Therefore, we have obtained the equivalent result. The null space contains the 0 vector. Therefore, n of t contains only the 0 vector. Therefore, t is non-singular. The first part is over now. Now you need to find T inverse. Since it is from the same basis, same vector space to same vector space, T inverse is also from R cube to R cube, such that T inverse T is equal to the identity mapping I. Now you need to find out T inverse of A, B, C. Because we have used X, Y, Z for T, let us take A, B, C. So T inverse of A, B, C is equal to X, Y, Z. Now if you apply T on both sides, you're going to get T of X, Y, Z. T into T inverse will be the identity mapping. Therefore, you get A, B, C. You substitute the value of T of X, Y, Z. That is a linear transformation. So when I substitute that here, I get this expression. Equating the corresponding coordinates, I get x plus z is equal to A, x plus y plus z is equal to B, and y plus z is equal to C. You solve for x, y, and z because you need to find what is x, y, z here. So let us solve for x, y, z using equation 1, 2, and 3. So I get x is equal to b minus c, y is equal to b minus a, z is equal to a minus b plus c. So you substitute these values of x, y, z in this expression, you get T inverse of a, b, c to be b minus c, b minus a minus b plus c, and that will be the required inverse transformation, that is T inverse.